Rachel isn't very good at her job. You are. Yet she's the one getting promoted quickly, getting praise from leadership, and the bonuses and pay raises that go with that. You know Rachel isn't even good at what she does, so how is she outpacing your career advancement? Rachel simply knows the 3 R's to get promoted at work fast, and that's exactly what we're talking about today. The first R is one that you probably already have: results. Whether you have KPIs, MBOs, or any other success metric, you consistently crush it. But are they the right results? The mistake that I see so many high-achieving, ambitious professionals make is they're getting all of the results, but they're not necessarily the right results, making the right impact that's going to help them stand out and get promoted at work. Instead, they're overachieving on all of the things, taking the best notes in meetings, helping plan the next happy hour, etc. There's a couple of problems that occur when you really overachieve on everything that you do. First of all, and we've talked about this here before on the channel, you can become too good to promote. Yes, it sounds like we should brag about it when our boss needs to hire 2, 3, even 4 or 5 people to replace us when we leave our jobs or get promoted. But when you're doing the work of that many people, it's not in their best interest to promote you. When you are the one keeping your team as a high-performing team, it would damage your boss's career opportunities to lose you. But let's say that you have a great leader and that's not going to be something that makes them hold you back. This is still a problem because when you give top effort to everything, it can actually signal that you don't know how to prioritize. When you're saying yes to all of the things, especially the things that your boss doesn't really care about, that's taking time, space, and effort away from things that would help advance your career. At best, you're not going to have time to say yes to those opportunities when they do come along. At worst, your boss is going to feel like you're wasting time doing things that don't matter. Now, obviously, there's a lot of things that you need to do that you can't get rid of, like adding notes into Salesforce or generating reports. You have to do those things. The nuance here is you need to know where it's important to give it your 110% and to be exceptional, and when you need to be mediocre and just get things done. This concept of knowing when to be mediocre is so important not only for your career advancement opportunities, but also to avoid career burnout. I will be diving into it in my next video, so if you haven't already, tap the subscribe button so you don't miss it when it comes out. And this actually brings us into our next strategy. And if you've been hanging around with me for a while, my career bestie, it's not going to surprise you at all. Results don't matter as much as your reputation. Your reputation at work is your personal brand. Your reputation will swing doors open to career advancing opportunities, job offers that just throw money at you, and so much more. Yet when I talk about professional reputation or personal brand, I can almost feel you rolling your eyes from behind the screen. And I know the inclination of so many people is to totally ignore it. But here's the thing, the impression that people have about you is more important than what you actually do, the impact that you have, and even how talented you are. If someone in a leadership position that is in the position to sponsor you and to advocate for you and to create opportunities for you thinks that you have high potential, things are going to happen. Think about the people that you've worked with in the past. I can basically assure you, based on the conversations we've had about Slack or Chad, that you've met this person out in the corporate world. The one that is mediocre at best might not even be very good at their job, but everyone around them thinks they are like the greatest thing since sliced bread. And so they get opportunities, they get job offers, they get more responsibility, and they get big pay increases. Chad isn't getting those opportunities based on the results or his real capabilities. Those are questionable. Chad's getting those opportunities based on his reputation and the next thing that we're going to talk about. But you really truly need to focus on establishing your reputation with work. And the first step to do that is to make sure that you know your UAQ, your unique awesomeness quotient, because you should be known for and be highly visible for doing the things that you're really naturally great at. If you haven't already, my free UAQ starter kit is going to be in the description bar down below. Once you know your UAQ, you need to operate within it as much as possible. And when you can align the work that you're doing with your leader's priorities and what they're really paying attention to, your visibility and your reputation is really going to rapidly grow. Now, of course, results are also going to help you in cultivating your reputation. So we're not saying don't have any results because Chad doesn't. That's not our style. In fact, when we have the results and the potential to back it up, your career can grow even faster. In addition, there's a few ways that you can intentionally cultivate your professional reputation. Like we just talked about with the results that you put up, because results really matter. You can also train your colleagues in your area of expertise. They're probably already asking for your help and input on those things. And then you start to be intentional about building your personal brand, which really comes down to people and our third R, relationships. I know that, like me, many of you are shy introverts who cringe at the idea of networking. But I promise, this career advancing strategy does not need to be gross, uncomfortable, or anxiety inducing. We just need to start recognizing relationships as the priorities that they are. Because if you're anything like most of my clients, you are very focused on getting results. And low-key, you've always thought that taking time to chat with people and connect with people was kind of a waste of time. Until you watch this video, you've thought that if you keep your head down, do the work, and put up the results, the visibility will follow. And this is also why you roll your eyes when you see Slacker Chad schmoozing with the boss. But it's also why you get mad when you are excelling at your job, slaying on all your projects, and are the clear top performer on your team, but Chad's the one getting promoted at work while you're being passed over for that promotion. That whole cliche, it's not what you know, it's who you know, really is true. It's also why nepotism works. There are decision makers at work who have the ability to make things happen. I've seen this play out countless times where the promotion opportunities didn't exist, but it was created for the person because people liked them. In fact, when I figured this out in my own career is when I ended up being promoted multiple times. So why not cultivate connections with these people and get them on your side? This is going to make the workplace more fair because when you're the one with high talent and high impact, them getting to know you will allow you to amplify you, which is going to up-level the team and the whole company. And you know, you. You don't need to be besties with the CEO for this to be effective. It's really easy to start. Simply begin by asking yourself, who has the ability to promote you, make decisions about your pay increases, or offer you the job that you want or the transfer into the department that you want. Then begin cultivating relationships with those people. And this should be completely genuine and organic. Trust me, if it's false, if it's not organic, it's gonna feel gross on both sides of the interaction. Not the vibe we're going for. It's actually remarkably simple to start building relationships with the leaders who can quickly advance your career while building your reputation and personal brand to tick off 2 strategies at once. Go and watch this video right now to learn how.